I have decided to go through all of the series that I am currently in the middle of. So every January, we can kind of come back to this and see how many I finished this year and how many I still have yet to go, which ones that I'm going to be continuing and which ones I will DNF. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you saw from the intro and the title of this video, we are going to be going through all of the book series that I'm currently in the middle of or waiting to continue if they have not been released yet. So I wanted to kind of take accountability for myself, considering that I'm wanting to read a lot of books off of my physical TBR, get that kind of down. And I really need to stop starting series whenever I have like one book left in a duology or a trilogy to just finish that off. So that way I am staying on top of it. And I think I have over 40 possibly series that I'm in the middle of. And we need to get that down quite a bit. But before we get into the list, make sure that you like and subscribe. Always comment down below any of your thoughts and feelings on this video. Also check my description box for any of my links to my Goodreads, Instagram, my Pango Books account, my Patreon, also my Amazon wish list, and my email is down below as well if you want to email me. So let's get into this video. So I went ahead and kind of made a list. It's not even in any particular order. It was just how I wrote them down whenever I was going through all the books that I have read off my Goodreads and everything, so I knew which ones that I was still in the middle of. So let's just kind of get into it. I'm just going to go over which book I am currently either awaiting to be released or the book that I am at in that series. And if I do find any pictures, I will put them up here, but I'm not going to list off every book in that series. I'm just going to put the book that I am currently either waiting to be released so I can read it, or the book that I do need to pick up off of my physical TBR. And then if they have been released or have a date on being released, I will put that as well. So let's start with Jade. I need to finish off that duology. It's called The Consequence, but as of right now, there is no release date yet. I think it's tentatively around May of this year, but I haven't looked at any updates. And of course, today is currently the 22nd of January. So as of today, it has not had a specific date yet slotted. The next one that we have is A.G. Howard. The second book in that series is Seasons of Flesh and Flame. There is no release date as well on this one that I could find. I don't even think there's even a picture out yet of what the cover looks like. So might be waiting until later this year or maybe beginning of next year before we get that one. The next one is Abigail Owen, The Stolen Throne. This one has already been released. I got the first book in this series as a PR box from Entangled Publishing. I absolutely loved the first book called The Liar's Crown. I don't know why I haven't picked up the second book yet, but I need to get to that. I think it's a trilogy, and I think all 3 books are currently released. I didn't check to see about the third one because I didn't want any spoilers or anything. So I need to read the second book, The Stolen Throne. The next one is Allie Hazelwood. I am fully caught up with Allie Hazelwood. I have read her entire backlist, everything that she has published so far, and I am currently awaiting for the releases this year of Bride and Not in Love. So Bride comes out in February and Not in Love, I think, comes out in June or July this year. So I'm ready for those, but I'm fully caught up with her, so we're just waiting to continue that series of standalones for the Stiminus novels, and then also her brand new paranormal romance, which I am excited for. The next one is Brian Vaughan, Saga Volume 3. Of course, it's already released. I just need to continue on with that series. There are 11 graphic novels, I believe, currently in that. So I have quite a ways to go to get caught up with that. Maybe 2024 will be the year that I get that done. The next one is Carissa Broadbent, Children of Fallen Gods, which is the second book in the War of Lost Hearts trilogy. I do need to continue that. It is currently on my TBR cart. So we'll be hopefully getting to that soon. And then, of course, I am anxiously awaiting her next book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which will start a new duet in the world. So I cannot wait for that. There hasn't been a release date that I could find. So currently waiting for that one. The next one, I already know. People are going to just tell me, like, why? Why are you doing this to yourself? But that is book 9 in the Zodiac Academy series. If you have been here for very long, you know that I absolutely can't stand the Zodiac Academy series. I really can't. But I have already read 8 books. And I'm a glutton for punishment, I think, because now I'm just like, I need to know how this ends. If they announce that they are still continuing the series after book 9, I probably will just DNF the series. I don't think that I could go any longer. I mean, I will push myself through book 9 if it is the ending, just so I can see what happens. But it is tentatively slotted to come out in 2024. I don't know if there is a picture or yet not out of the cover. If so, I'll put it here. If not, that's why there's no cover. The next one is Chloe Gong. I need to finish up her Secret Shanghai series and read Foul Heart Huntsman. So that has already been released. I need to read that. And then also Immortal Longings Book 2, which if you just previously watched one of my weekly vlogs, you saw that I read Immortal Longings. And even though for like 80% of the book, I kind of wasn't having a good time. I was confused about a lot of things. That ending, whenever all the twists started happening, made me want to read book 2. So book 2, there is no date yet on when it's going to come out. I'm assuming if it will be this year, it's going to be announced probably, in the next few months, probably in the springtime. So I will continue that series, although I saw that it was going to be a trilogy, I think, and I'm like, I don't know how you're going to get a trilogy on that, but we shall see on that. So the next one is Dee Dee Larson. I have had her book on my shelf for a few years now. It is called Imperfect. It is a duology. I read Perfect 2020, I think, maybe 2021. And I picked up Imperfect because I wanted to continue that duology, and I just haven't picked it up. So we need to get to that. It is already out. So let's see if I get to that in 2024. The next one is Elizabeth Helen. This is a recent discovery of a new author for me, and it is book 2 in the Beasts of the Briar series, and it is Woven in Gold, or Woven by Gold. I'll put the picture right here. I do have it on my shelf. I need to continue. I absolutely loved it. It's a reverse harem Beauty and the Beast retelling. I mean, say no more. Say no more. I need to get to that so bad, because the third and I think final book just came out in December of 2023. So we need to get to that pretty soon. The next book that I have is G. DeCarlo. It is Western Passage Part 2, The Arrival. I have this book on my shelf as well. I read Part 1 a few years ago as well. Wanted to continue on. It's kind of like a dystopian fantasy paranormal, somewhat romance, and it has a new take on vampires and this dystopian world. I want to finish up that duology. I don't even think G. DeCarlo has any other books that are out, so this might be the only book that I need to catch up on, and I need to get to it. The next one is The Vicious King by Gina Maxwell. This is the third book in the Deviant Kings series that she has, and it is slotted to be released this year. So I am fully caught up with that series. I'm just waiting on the third and final book. So I can't wait for that to release. I hope that it is soon, because I really cannot wait to get to the third brother and get back into this world. The next one is Harley LaRue. Oh, you guys know that I just got the Dark and Disturbed special editions of this series, and I need to finish it up. So I need to read Losers Part 2, which has been already released, and it is on my shelf. I just haven't gotten to it yet, and I need to, because I absolutely love these characters. I love this storyline. It's dark, it's twisted, it's reverse harem. It is everything. However, check trigger warnings, because Harley LaRue is definitely a very dark author. So definitely check those trigger warnings. The next one is by Helena Rookwood and Elm Vince, and that is A Trial of Thorns, which is book 2 in the A Court of Fairy Tales, I think, series. It's already released. It's on my shelf as well. I need to read this. I love it. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I absolutely loved the first book in this series, so definitely need to get to that as soon as possible. And then we have Holly Black. Oh, Holly Black. I haven't read everything that she has published, but I am current in everything that has to deal with Elfhame and the Cruel Prince trilogy. And then I also read The Stolen Heir, which is the first book in the spin-off series. Is it a duology or a trilogy? I want to think it's a duology, but anyway, it continues on in that world so many years later, and I read The Stolen Heir last year. I wasn't fully connecting to the characters, and I didn't really like the story as much, but I told myself, you just need to read book 2, because that's how you felt with Cruel Prince. You didn't really like Cruel Prince, but you loved The Wicked King. So I am planning on continuing that. That is coming out this year. I think in March of this year, I think is when it's coming out. So definitely going to be continuing that. Then we have Jessa Hastings, which I need to continue her Magnolia Parks series that she has going. I need to read book 2, which is Daisy Hates. That's already been published. So I do need to continue on with that series. And then also her new book that she just came out with, which is called Never. And I think they said that that is a Peter Pan retelling. I've heard mixed reviews on this book. So now I'm like, do I want to read it or do I not? But then I look back at how people reacted to Magnolia Parks, and I was like, they kind of had the same reaction. So let's just dive into it and see how that one goes. The next one, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to continue on with this series by how I felt with the second book ending. But that is J.M. Curl's Fate Calls the Elf Queen, which is the third book in Bow Before the Elf Queen series. And I didn't know, because book 2 didn't fully wow me. I felt like the characters, like the way they were in book 1, like took a whole shift and change in book 2. Like they weren't even themselves. So I was like, I don't know if I want to continue on, but I put it on here because I was like, maybe I should give the third book a chance, dive back into that world and see what I think. If not, I'll just go ahead and finish off that series. The next one is KJ Sutton. Oh my goodness. Why have I waited so long? I think I'm going to have to go back and read the first book, but I currently need to read book 2. It's called Restless Slumber. It's in the Fortuna Sworn series. I need to go back and read Fortuna Sworn because I absolutely loved it, but it's been a couple of years since I read it, and I want to go in fresh because I know that I am probably going to love this series and this world based on how book 1 set up everything. So I want to go back and read book 1, but I'm currently needing to read book 2, which is called Restless Slumber. So we'll see if I get to that this year. I'm hoping that next year, around this time, whenever we take accountability on my series, I've either finished some of these or at least read one of these books that's on this list and continued on with the series and made progress, but we'll see. The next one is Laura Thalassa. I have read everything Laura Thalassa has published, so I am current with her. I am waiting for the second book in the Bewitched series she came out with last year. It is called The Curse That Binds, and it is tentatively slotted to come out in 2024. But with that being a tentative date, it could be 2025 before we see the second book. So we'll just have to see how things progress this year and when it gets announced. The next one is Olivia Wildenstein. I love Olivia Wildenstein. Nobody talks about her Rose Petal Graves series. My favorite series by her. But I read House of Beating Wings around, I think, September or August last year. Absolutely loved it. I need to continue on with that series. And the second book is House of Pounding Hearts. So I can't wait to get back into her worlds. I need to read her entire backlist because I love her writing. I love everything about it. I think that her writing isn't the greatest, right? But it's a lot better than some of the books I've read, and her worlds are addicting. I cannot stop reading her worlds and her characters. I love every single thing about them. So definitely need to continue on with this one. The next one, I didn't know if I was going to put on here because I don't know, you guys. It's Penelope Bloom, and it's Anyone But Nick. It will finish that series, the Anyone But series that she has. They are standalones of the three King brothers. And it's been a few years since I've read the first two. So we'll see if I end up DNFing this series. I mean, it's the last one. They're not very big books. I don't know why I don't just read it, but we'll see how this year goes. And then the next one, of course, we are fully caught up on. It is Rebecca Yaros, and we are anxiously awaiting for book 3. But I don't know if I'm anxiously awaiting that because the way that Iron Flame was written, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to continue on with this series. Like, it just did not hit. It wasn't the greatest. I mean, Fourth Wing, I think, was great. It definitely captivated me, wanted me to be in this world, wanted me to learn more about the dragons. However, what happened to Iron Flame? Can somebody tell me that? Because it was like twice as long and super boring. And I feel like we were just repeating a lot of things. Like there wasn't like movement. I mean, there was a little bit of plot moving. There was a little bit of stuff, but I felt like we just stayed pretty stagnant. So I don't know if book 3 is going to be coming out in 2024. We'll see. There's no date. There's no cover. There's no nothing. So there has been no updates. And granted, Iron Flame just came out back in November. So it's probably going to be a few months, if not a year, before we get an announcement on another book. The next one is Sabrina Blackberry. I think she is a Wattpad author. And I don't know if she has indie published her books or if they are traditionally published, but I read Dirty Lying Fairies this year, one of my favorite books. And then the next one is called Dirty Lying Dragons. And I definitely want to read that. It's the only other book in her series that she has currently out. So I really want to get to that. I really want to continue on. I want to see if it is a continuation in the world or if it's a standalone that takes place in a whole different place or a different time. Anyway, absolutely loved Dirty Lying Fairies. Can't wait to read Dirty Lying Dragons. I need to get to that soon. And then, of course, the next one, I'm fully caught up on every single thing that she has published, but that's Sarah J Maas. This year, we have 9 days, you guys, as of the time I'm filming this, whenever House of Flame and Shadow will be released. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to dive into that world, to know more about what's happening with Bryce and how the worlds are interconnected. I'm so excited. So hopefully I prioritize that. I think I probably will because there will be spoilers within 12 hours of that book being released. And so I want to make sure that I instantly start reading it. I get done with it so I'm not spoiled. And I can't wait. I cannot wait, you guys. So the next one is another new author to me this, well, not this year. It's actually last year now. Vila Roth. I only have one more book to read. I have read every single thing that she has published in this world. It is called Blood Gift, and that is book 7, I believe, and I cannot wait to get to it. I have it downloaded on my Kindle. It's been sitting on my Goodreads currently reading shelf for a few weeks now. I just haven't gotten to it yet because I think it's going to be April or May before Blood Feast comes out, and I just don't want to wait that many months to be in the world. So if I can push off Blood Gift until February or March, then it's less time in between the books. But I've read every novella, every single thing that she has came out with. I absolutely love this series. The next one is a new author to me as well, and that is Liz Tomford. I need to read book 2 in the Windy City series called The Right Move. I absolutely loved Mile High. I know that that gets kind of some mixed reviews. Some people don't like it. Some people do like it. I loved it. I devoured it. It was my in-person book club pick for the month of January, and I have already read it. I know that everybody in my group has definitely read book 2, and if not read already book 3. So I need to continue on because they say that it is absolutely by far the best. So I cannot wait. The next one, we're going in my series of manga and graphic novels for the moment, so we're just going to hit them kind of quick, shall we? So the first one is The Game, which is the manga I need to read volume 4, which is currently released, and I do think I got it in my closet over here. I'm going to be doing an unboxing of all my January boxes that I get in February, so I bet you it's in there. The next one is Punderworld, waiting for volume 2. There is no date. There is no movement on it. This first volume was done like a few years ago. So where's volume 2? Like, I read it, I love it, and now I want volume 2. The next one is My Happy Marriage. Of course, I need volume 4, which I think as well is in this closet back here with the boxes. So hopefully going to be getting to that in February. The next one is My Gently Raised Beast, which I need to read volume 2. Again, I think it's hiding out in this closet, you guys. So, because I think I did order the next volumes whenever Books A Million was having that big sale. So I think I did that. And then also We Can't Do Just Plain Love. I need to get to volume 2. I know that it's in there as well. So I cannot wait to get to that. And then the last one is Freaking Romance, and volume 2 will be coming out in March of this year, so I do already have it pre-ordered. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, I need to just go onto Webtoon, I think is what it's called, and I just need to read it. Like, I just don't know if I can wait for the bind up. The next one is Meg Castle, a new author to me, and I need to read book 2 in this series. It's called Keeper of the Bees. This is like a paranormal, gothic, YA romance, and it was so good. I absolutely loved it. So I can't wait to see how we go on, because the way that book 1 ended had a lot of thoughts floating around my head on where we could go with the story, and I'm pretty excited. I thought it was a standalone, the first book, which was Blackbird of the Gallows, but it's actually a series, and I think it's a duology, and then there is a spinoff, like a novella or a spinoff as well. So, can't wait. The next one is Deborah Harkness. I need to read book 2, Shadow of Night, which I just recently reread, A Discovery of Witches, to get kind of caught up in the world and remember a lot of things that was going on. So I need to get to Shadow of Night. So it's on my TBR card. I cannot wait to get in there. I had a few things with with Diana and Matthew that I didn't quite like in the first book, and so I'm going to see how book 2 goes and see where their character development is. And then the next one is Stacey Marie Brown. I am currently reading the series for the Alpha Ho Book Club, and I need to read the 5th book, which is called Bloodlands, which I will be getting to that in February. The next one is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. Now, I wasn't fully sold on Powerless. I see where the hype is. I see where people are loving her world and stuff, but I was like, I don't know if I fully am into this. I feel like it was overhyped and stuff, but I do want to pick up the 2nd book and see where this story goes, because the way that it ended really had me kind of wondering what was going on, and that should be coming out this summer of 2024. I cannot wait. The next one is Luna Laurier, and then I need to read the 2nd book, which is called To Ashes and Dust. This is a new author to me as well. I absolutely loved her 1st book. Her 2nd book is already released. I think her 3rd book is already released, to be honest with you. So I need to get caught up with this series. I need to get back into it. It is a gothic paranormal romance as well. So good. So good. I highly suggest you picking up Of Shadow and Moonlight. It was by far one of my favorites. The next one is one that I didn't know if I was going to put on the list. It's by Marie Rakowski. It is the 2nd book in the Winter's trilogy, and it's called The Winter's Crime. I didn't necessarily like The Winter's Curse, I think is what it's called, but I do want to continue on, see where the story goes. It is already released because it is a much older series, so can't wait to get to that. The next one is Victoria Aveyard. Oh my goodness, why did I set so long on the Red Queen series? Why? I need to read book 2, which is Glass Sword. I can't wait to get back into that world. One of my favorite series last year that I started, and I just cannot wait to get to the 2nd book. The next one is Harper L Woods. I have 2 series by her that is currently going. I have The Curse, which is book 2 in her new series that is set to come out in September of 2024. So we have a little bit of time to wait, but I need to read book 2 of What Hunts Inside the Shadows, which is What Lies Beyond the Veil, that series. I need to read book 2. It is already released, so I can't wait to get back into that one also. The next one I also didn't know if I was going to put on here because I didn't really like the 1st book, but that's Emily McIntyre, which is Scarred. And I was like, you know what? It's a Lion King retelling. I'm just going to dive in. They're not very big, so it's going to be a quick read and just see if I like it. You know, I mean, maybe Hooked wasn't my thing, but maybe I like Scarred. So we'll see about that. The next one isn't necessarily a series, but she has been coming out with these books that are kind of interconnected, and that's Alyssa Susman. She has a new book coming out September of 2024, which is called Totally and Completely Fine. And this is actually about the sister of the guy in book 1, it was called Funny You Should Ask. So I am pretty excited to continue on and see where that goes. The next one is a book series that I have been sitting on for a while. It's by Helen Hart. It is Darkly that I need to read. However, that is from Braden's point of view, from her original series of Follow Me Darkly, Follow Me Under, and Follow Me Always. And I need to read Darkly, which is from his point of view of the 1st book. I haven't continued on yet, but I definitely want to get to that. The next one I don't know if I'm going to do or not. I put it on there because I still haven't finished the series, but it's Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series. I need to read A Breath of Snow and Ashes. That's the book that I'm currently up to, and I don't know if I want to continue on. I feel like the series has went on way too long. I feel like it's way too expanded, so we'll see if I continue on or if I just decide to DNF the series. Not saying that it's bad. I just don't know if I'm fully invested anymore in the story. I just don't know if I am. The next one I haven't picked up in a very long time, but it is the final book in the House of Night series by PC Cast and Kristen Cast, and that is called Redeemed. I don't know. I mean, she had a spin-off series. I think it's like 4 books. It's like Loved, Lost, Forgotten, Found, I think. And it's like an alternate universe of the House of Night. And I don't know if I'm going to continue on with that either. It's been so long since I've read that first 11 books that I don't know if I'd be into it, but we'll see. The last one is Jamie Schlosser, the Fay Warriors Queen. This one has just previously been released within the last year. It is a continuation. It's a standalone in the Between Dusk and Dawn, I think, series. And this one is like the 5th book in the series. And I just love Jamie Schlosser's writing. I love her characters. I love this world. And I love how they are interconnected because they're all characters that are either related or, you know, best friends or somehow intertwined. So you do meet characters from the previous books in the new book. So I really do need to continue this and finish up this series of what is currently published. I don't know if she's planning on coming out with more, but we'll see. We'll see. So those are all of the books that are in series that I need to either read or catch up on or anxiously await for them to be released. Let me know in the comments below, are there any series in here that you are currently reading or you currently are fully up to date on? I'd love to know your thoughts. But again, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of this, and maybe you got some new ideas on book series that maybe you'd want to try. Always leave me comments below, but I will see you guys next time. Bye!